But before we continue, are you looking to invest in real-world asset innovation IPs? Maybe one coming from a university? I'll have you know, they have an average ROI of 397%, aka X4. And did you know, the likes of Gatorade and Google actually came out from universities?
Then what you're looking for is the Pipe gDAO, a community-led protocol that fairly openly and honestly governs overall community ownership of the various protocols it creates. Join the Web3 real-world asset revolution powered by PGF Launchpad with cutting-edge university laboratory inventions that could change the world with your support, bridging the gap between university IP real-world assets and Web3 capital. The PGF Launchpad connects EU university lab innovators directly with retail investors on the blockchain, included but not limited to automated seizure prediction and prevention, and boost EV driving range significantly. This could be up to 70%.
You can join us by going into the link tree in the description, launchpad.thepipegdao.io. But before that, have you heard of a certain logo designer that managed to turn $2,000 into $200,000?
I have not. Please tell me more.
Oh well, his name is Dustin Moskowitz, a simple designer whose genius foresight in an early university startup, Facebook, changed his life. Yes, he designed the Facebook logo. And you can do this too by contributing to nascent technology startups from universities of today through Pipe Associate Network. Find out how you can get started today by going into the description, our link tree, and look for www.arbato.io/ban.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Pipe gDAO podcast. This should be about episode, I believe, 18 now, and yet again, we're going to be covering another project on our Launchpad. This one is labeled AI-driven green circular economy for solar sustainability and energy storage solutions, which is quite a mouthful, I do have to say. It basically focuses on AI recovery and recycling of critical materials in end-of-life solar cells and equipment. This is a new project we've had on our platform. Again, you're going to want to go to thepipegdao.io, go to our DeSci Launchpad, and you'll be able to view all projects that we cover in this podcast. This one is going to be at the very top. It's a relatively new project. But as always, we're going to be starting off with a bit of a story, so we'll get into the swing of things. So, should we get into it? The answer is yes. The answer is always yes. You don't have a choice. Okay, so the year is 2073, and the sun hangs overhead like a curse. Kale tightens the ragged scarf across her face, shielding her breath from the bitter dust that curls through the remnants of Solara, a city now reduced to silence and shards. At 16, she is old by the standards of Dustland, her eyes too knowing, her fingers too quick as she weaves through collapsed towers and shattered solar farms. Once these panels captured light to power a green utopia. Now they reflect it like broken mirrors, catching glimpses of what might have been. Kale kneels beside a cracked panel, prying loose a splinter of silicon with a rusted blade. She holds it to the sun. Even ruined it gleams. Could be worth a slice of bread, she mutters. She tucks it into a satchel alongside a strip of wire and a half-melted fuse, then moves on. There's always more ruins to scour. Her boots crunch across the battery flats, an endless plain of dead lithium cells baking under a punishing sky. Each step is a gamble. Puddles of acid bubble in the hollows, releasing sickly fumes. A week ago, Tyreek had wandered too deep. They found his boots and nothing more. Kale walks slower here, careful, listening. This is where the old world sleeps, poisoned and unburied. She stumbles upon it by chance, a cracked data slate, half buried beneath blackened gravel. Its screen flickers weakly as she wipes it clean. Words crawl across the surface like ghosts. 2025 Global Sustainability Report, AI pathways to a circular economy. Kale frowns. The words mean little, but they feel heavy, important. She reads on until the slate goes dark. That night, the wind howls through the shantytown, bringing with it the stink of burning metal. Huddles beside a coal stove with a meager trade, half a loaf, a tin of grey beans, a scrap of wax for light. Around her, other coughs and mutter in sleep. Children curled against the cold elders, whispering broken dreams. She can't sleep. The data sheet hums in her mind. They had the tech. They could have fixed this. She climbs the old tower at the edge of town, the metal groaning beneath her. From here, she sees the glittering lights of the enclaves far away, fortresses powered by stolen sun, guarded by drones and greed. A storm brews on the horizon, and something breaks inside her. By dawn, she gathers the others, scavengers, strays, the forgotten. They left us to rot, Kale says, holding the slate high, but we're still here, and maybe we can take it back. They stare, some laugh, some cry, but a few, just a few, nod. We don't need to beg. We need to build. We need to fight. And we need to remember. It isn't a revolution, not yet, but it is a beginning. Far from chaos sparks the earth keens. Forests reduced to scars, oceans rising with rage. The enclaves, for all their walls and wealth, begin to flicker, their solar grids faltering, their skies darken, and the sun watches steady and unblinking. Once it was a symbol of hope. Now it's the weight of everything lost, but in the dust she walks, and in her hands the past still glows. So that was a little story, basically a sort of dystopian future like where the sun has basically scorched the earth. If you've ever watched Mad Max, I'm sure you've got a decent image in your mind where it's just a scorched wasteland. But instead of cars, we're focusing on solar power here, which in essence is probably one of the faster growing levels of power, unless you're in England, in which case it's not, because there's no sun. It just rains, although the weather has been lovely recently. I do have to admit that. But obviously, in all of these podcasts, we focus on a lot of the bad at the start, but now here's some of the good that can come up from the AI-driven green circular economy for solar sustainability and energy storage solutions. Still a mouthful.
But before that, have you heard of a certain logo designer that managed to turn $2,000 into $200,000?
I have not. Please tell me more.
Oh well, his name is Dustin Moskowitz, a simple designer whose genius foresight in an early university startup, Facebook, changed his life. Yes, he designed the Facebook logo. And you can do this too by contributing to nascent technology startups from universities of today through Pipe Associate Network. Find out how you can get started today by going into the description, our link tree, and look for www.arbato.io/ban.
So we're going to be focusing on the AI-driven recovery and recycling of critical materials for end-of-life solar cells and equipment, as well as potential broader implications that we can have. So number one could be a zero-waste solar energy ecosystem. So AI systems could optimize the disassembly and recycling of the end-of-life solar panels, recovering 100% of the critical materials like silicon, silver, copper, and rare earth elements. I'm sorry, I keep stuttering my words recently. It's been a very long weekend. These materials are then reused to manufacture next generation solar panels with no loss in quality or efficiency. So the idea here is that we're sort of talking about solar energy, and it can become a fully closed loop system where no waste is generated. So panels are perpetually recycled into new high performance units, drastically reducing the need for raw material extraction and eliminating landfill use. Communities worldwide could go on and gain access to affordable, sustainable energy without environmental degradation, without messing up the environment. So, and then point number two could be global energy equity through accessible solar tech. So, AI driven recycling will then go on to lower the cost of solar panel production by providing a steady supply of high quality recycled materials. These cost savings are passed on to consumers, making solar energy affordable for developing nations and the underserved regions. So we're sort of looking at maybe potentially third world countries or stuff where they're still setting up an energy grid, especially in sunnier countries, many in Africa, or even Asia, some in Europe. That don't have a very stable grid, even South America, North America, although North America and Central America, maybe they're maybe they'll be fine. Um, but what we're kind of looking at here is every household, regardless of income or location, can have access to clean, renewable energy. So the AI will then go on to ensure that recycled solar solutions are distributed equitably, bridging the energy across gap and empowering remote villages with reliable power for education, healthcare, and economic growth. And then point three is that AI powered material innovation for the next gen sustainability. So AI will analyze the properties of recovered materials from old solar cells and designs, innovative alloys or composites for advanced photonic crystal solar cells and solid state lithium ion battery anodes. These breakthroughs will increase energy efficiency and storage capacity, so solar panels and batteries become exponentially more efficient, lightweight, and durable. Cities run entirely on solar power with minimal land use, and energy storage systems support 24/7 renewable grids, phasing out fossil fuels globally whilst preserving natural landscapes. And we can also start looking at decentralized green economies. AI systems can manage localized recycling hubs that process end of life solar equipment and batteries, creating jobs and supplying materials to nearby manufacturer of solar and energy storage solutions. Utopia vision of this could potentially be that every region becomes self-sufficient in its energy production and recycling needs. So local economies can thrive as communities control their own sustainable energy cycles, reducing reliance on centralized industries and fostering resilience against global supply chain disruptions. And then again, point number five, we could be looking at environmental restoration through circular practices. So AI can optimize the recycling process to extract hazardous substances, e.g., lead. What is wrong with me today? From old solar equipment safely while recovering critical materials to prevent mining. The data from the process informs land restoration projects. So, former mining sites are rehabilitated into thriving ecosystems as the demand for virgin materials plummets, forests regrow, rivers run clean, and biodiversity flourishes, all powered by circular economy where AI ensures no resources are wasted. Point number sorry, point number 6, universal energy storage for a renewable world. So, recycled materials from solar cells are repurposed into solid state lithium ion battery anodes, which AI designs for maximum efficiency and longevity. So, these batteries will store excess solar energy for use during non sunny periods. So, energy abundance becomes more of a reality as every home, vehicle, and city grid is powered by long lasting sustainable batteries. Blackouts and energy shortages are eradicated, and humanity lives in harmony with nature's rhythm, supported by AI driven innovation. Collaboration across industries for sustainable future. AI facilitates partnerships between solar manufacturers, battery producers, aerospace companies, and recycling firms, creating a unified supply chain where recovered materials are shared across sectors, i.e., silver for semiconductors, lithium for electric vehicles, and then industries work as cohesive, sustainable network, eliminating competition over scarce resources. Aerospace explores space with solar powered craft, automated shifts to fully electric fleets, and renewable energy systems power it all, ushering in an era of technology, harmony, and planetary health. So, in this sort of scenario, the AI driven green circular economy, for such a mouthful, for solar sustainability and energy storage solutions, transforms society into a sort of model of abundance, equity, and ecological balance. Governments incentivize adoption through policy, energy firms innovate responsibly, and citizens enjoy clean air, affordable power, and the restored planet, all driven by AI's ability to turn waste into wealth. The technology not only solves today's energy challenges, but will ensure a thriving, sustainable future for the generations to come. So now we're going to sort of be talking about the evolution of solar power. So the early beginnings in the 1800s to 1950s, which was the photovoltaic effect, was discovered in the 1800s, but the first practical solar cells didn't appear until the 1950s. So these early panels were very expensive and mainly used on satellites. And then in the 1970s, there was an energy crisis. So this was a major turning point as oil shortages prompted governments to explore alternative energy, and solar started gaining attention. Still, though, the costs were high and efficiency low. So the efficiency we're looking around was around 10%. And then 2000s, the tech boom and incentives. So government incentives were for better materials and international investment, especially from China, drastically improved solar panel affordability and efficiency. So the costs of solar panels began dropping dramatically. And then in the 2010s to 2020s, there was a massive mainstream adoption. So efficiency for commercial panels rose to over 20%, with some research hitting 40% in labs. So solar became competitive with fossil fuels in many regions, and battery storage also advanced, helping solar energy become more reliable. And the effectiveness of solar power today is top tier panels now reach 22 to 23 efficiency, which is definitely not perfect, but solid considering solar is free and renewable. The cost of solar energy has dropped 80% in the last decade, making it one of the cheapest forms of electricity. And solar panels with the scalability can be deployed at all levels, from rooftop systems to massive solar farms powering entire cities. Storage batteries like Tesla Powerwall and the grid scale solutions are reducing the nighttime problem, so no sun equals no power. Environmental impact: no emissions during operation, low water use, and the systems are increasingly recyclable, which is massive. Now we're going to be talking about, obviously, there's already a lot of solar companies out there as of right now. Here are some of the top, we'll say top five. Yeah. So we've got First Solar, which is USA, which mainly focuses on large scale solar farms and thin film panels, known for sustainability and high efficiency in hot climates. Uh, SunPower, also in the USA, offers high efficiency panels for residential and commercial use. It's known for its sleek design and tech forward installations. And then there's Tesla Energy, USA, offers solar roofs and solar panels paired with Powerwall batteries, focused on full home energy ecosystems. And then Jinko Solar, China, one of the world's largest panel manufacturers, exports globally and drives mass production. And then Longi, which is green energy in China, innovators in monocrystalline panel tech, known for its high efficiency and models. And then the future outlook of this is obviously solar plus AI plus smart grids. With AI, it could even go and help predict sunlight, balance grid usage, and improve storage usage. So that really is all we've got to cover on this podcast. I mean, solar energy, it's definitely got real world environmental impacts for sure, especially with governments aiming to cut carbon emissions completely down. That is a massive focus, especially in the EU. I know this to be true. We all know this to be true because they say they're trying to do it. So I think solar energy is definitely going to be quite the booming business in the future. We'll definitely get it. People say it's got mass adoption now, but I think we're going to be looking at a huge rise in solar energy usage and it becoming a lot more common to see houses with solar energy panels. Now, again, if this project is something that interests you, you're going to want to go to the website and click invest to where you can see the project on our Launchpad page. You can scroll through, look at all the projects, and then if you want to become a member, again, you can click invest and go from there, sign up, invest some money, and even join our Telegram and Discord. We can guide you. We can talk about it. You can even set up to be a reviewer on the projects if you guys are into solar energy. And yeah, there's many roles one can take within the Pipe gDAO. So yeah, please keep looking out for the next podcast. Please go and check up on our projects on our Launchpad. The link will be in the description along with the Telegram and all of that. If you want to come in and just talk, just chat, it's getting a bit more active now, which is lovely to see. We've also got a task on campaign in which you can come and earn XP, which you can then go on to earn points with the gDAO. So yeah, please, a lot to check out, a lot going on. Yes, so I will see you all soon. And please remember to leave a review, preferably 5 stars. I do check them on your preferred listening platform. And let us know what you think. Thank you very
But first, did you know that even top companies like Coinbase struggle with talent retention, averaging just about 0.8 years, so under 1 year? Web3 faces a big problem with unqualified applicants, some scammers, overall CV spammers, leading to short-term hires. Applications lack passion, they are misaligned with the project ethos. This disconnect reduces long-term commitment to missions and goals. Well, Arbito fixes this. Arbito is a limited membership Web3 jobs platform that combines AI tools, vetting, and job management tools, as well as third-party ad boosts. We are maximizing the number of eyeballs on your job post. Join today by going to our link tree in the description and look for arbito.io.